Again, I apologize for those people whose questions did not get asked, and there were some excellent questions, but it is getting late, and I don't want to lose the interest of the audience. If you would, the order for this question will be Matt, Tom, Jake, Bill, and Rick. Let's do the Rick, Tom, Jake, Matt, Bill. Okay, Rick, Tom, Jake, Matt, Bill, and the question is, what's the most important change you would make to the sheriff's office? And why?
Well, the most important thing right now, I think, is that technology. I mean, that continues to be evolving things so fast. What's new today is old tomorrow. And we try to be up on it, and it's so important for public safety, officer safety. For right now we're working on crime mapping, doing more stuff, analytical stuff, trying to be more proactive to determine crime trends, crime location, target crime. I want to really try to keep up on this technology, which is difficult because technology is so expensive. Every aspect of it, computers, equipment, so it's hard to fund that. One of my biggest things to me is just determine how to fund it, whether it be from potential grants or final forfeiture funds or somehow budgetary. But we have to keep up with technology. So we talked about earlier, we recently put in a brand new shooting simulator, a state-of-the-art system just half a year ago, which is the same system used by the United States military. We can shoot up to 4 people at a time. We can do scenarios about shoot, don't shoot situations. They're allowed to use tasers, batons, OC, and it will show up on the screen. And we can then better evaluate the officers that are training, if they're making the right decisions, help work with them. So that's going to be the biggest problem, I think, is just trying to keep up with the technology and the cost associated with it. I mean, in-car computers, equipment, stuff now required by courts, the shooting simulators, the driving simulators, the cost of ammunition going up between the war stuff happening. It's just as soon as you buy a new system, it's old tomorrow. Radios, computers, that's probably the biggest challenge I think I'm going to deal with.
I'd like to save some of that money. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little old-fashioned maybe in some of my thinking. And in the walk that I've done for the 12 days to do, some of the comments made from the business owners, the community, we never see a deputy in our neighborhood. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm all for community-based policing. What that means is you as a community work with us as a sheriff's office to work to solve a problem in your neighborhood. Now, what may be a problem in Key Largo is not a problem in Key West. I found that out already as I've been campaigning. It may not even be a consideration. I'm saying we need to go back, do some old-fashioned, bang on some doors, talk to some people, work to improve our crime watches, get them larger, get neighbors talking, get involved in what's happening around you. With your help, the sheriff's office can make your community a better place to live. Thank you.
I think the biggest area that I'm going to be able to bring about change in the agency is, first of all, it's kind of a two-pronged approach, but one is the level of transparency in our agency. Currently, if you have a question involving, as an example, how many pens does the sheriff's office buy a year, who the contractor is that sells those pens, how many of them are used, what division's using them. If you had a question of that magnitude, the sheriff's office would bill you currently about $14 an hour to try to find that answer if they can find it. In our day and age with technology, as Colonel Ramsey indicated, we should be able to have a finger-touch answers to just about every question that a taxpayer should have on where their money is spent and by whom it was spent by, and who received those public funds. That is part of the shoestrings that's tied to the bubble system, but the reality of it is you as a community deserve answers. You shouldn't have to wait long. It should be, if you go into the sheriff's office website and hit a keyword search for budget and be able to go in there and hit a line item or a keyword search for whatever you want to find, you should in short order find that answer, or be able to touch a phone and a keypad, call somebody and get a person on the other end of the phone that knows what they're doing how to get that answer and get it to you in a timely fashion without charging you more of your hard-earned money to find an answer that you should already have. Okay? And I think that's just one of the things, but partnering with the community as well to find those solutions and to have that information readily available. We have a benefit in this community of being a retirement community where we have a lot of Fortune 500 company executives, etc., or people from all walks of life who have been successful in it and are now retired. We have an untapped resource that could be involved in our decision-making process and our review process to help us run a better agency. And I believe, with your help, I'll have an opportunity to do that.
Well, the number one thing I would do would be to improve the relationship between the citizens and the deputies that they deal with every day. I think that's the most important area because that's where I hear most of the complaints, is that the citizens are not happy with some of the officers that respond. They feel like that they're not treated right, and I would work on improving our officers so that would improve the relationship with the citizens and try to get the officers and citizens working together to solve our problems. Crime is high, and a lot of these things can be solved with the citizens and the officers can work together, and that should be the number one thing to work on. Thank you.
If you like me your next sheriff, I'm going to be the best looking 6'4", 290-pound cheerleader for the sheriff's office. I think my job for the next 4 years is to convince all the officers we currently have to stay here and commit to this agency in this community. And once I sell this agency to them and they stay here, they're going to become better officers in this community. They're going to know that Ron drives a minivan and his wife drives a Volvo. And when they drive by your house at night and there's a different car in the driveway, they're going to know something's wrong. I was talking to somebody the other day, he told me, he lives in Fort Largo where I live in Key Largo. He was telling me an officer drove by his house and saw a door open or a garage door or something and called him on his cell phone because something was amiss. And the man is an attorney for the wastewater development up here in Key Largo. But that kind of service. He also went on to tell me a story about a deputy stopping in the middle of the street in Fort Largo and turning on his overhead lights on Halloween night when a child was walking across the street. We have excellent deputies who work here. We have great deputies, and even though they might live in Dade County, give me 4 years to work on them. Give me 4 years to keep them here. Give me 4 years to make them better, to get to know all of you better, to serve all of you better. And that's my goal. That's what I'd like to change the sheriff's office. Thank you.
The last event is for the candidates to make their closing remark. I'd like to thank the audience. You've all been wonderful. Thank you for your patience. The order of closing statements, the reverse of their opening statements, so it'd be Rick, Tom, Matt, Bill, and Jake.
As well, I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight and spending time. I know it's kind of late, so I appreciate you listening to myself and the other candidates, who, as they said earlier, and I agree, these are great men and women. Great men. I've worked with these guys over the years. I've known these guys, and they are good guys. Can't think about your cheerleader thing, got me going.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think the sheriff's office is running well. There's a room for improvement. There always is. There's no question. But I think we've got an exceptional, professional law enforcement agency. Sheriff Kern's done a great job to have a transparent agency to make sure that we are accountable to you, the taxpayers. I believe we do good things. Crime is down, the budget's down, retention employees is up. We are active in community policing. We do town hall meetings, crime watch meetings, national night out, bicycle patrols. You see we've got cars all up and down the road with bikes in the back. We just graduated a class last week of 7 officers through bicycle school, 2 instructors on top of that. We are a part of the community. We're part of organizations, chambers, rotaries. We have our leaders from all different parts of the area on nonprofits, showing up events, doing stuff for, you name it. Relay for Life teams throughout the county, 3 Relay for Life teams every year. We do a lot. We are part of this community. We are here to serve you. We know that you're the taxpayer, and we work for you, and what you want and need is our goal. We try to be in touch. We have Facebook and email and Twitter. We do what we can to be out there. And so we are active in community policing. That was the goal of the sheriff, and that's something the sheriff's office has been doing for over 20 years. It's nothing there. But can we do things better? Always. We can always improve. But overall, we have a solid agency. We have solid command staff officers. We have some of the most senior veteran command staff officers anywhere. Most of our lieutenants above have been in this county, worked in this office 25 to 30 years. Not too many agencies can boast that type of exceptional command staff with that type of experience and diversity. That's just hard to believe. So I'm proud of this agency, as I said earlier, and I continue to say it, and I'm proud of the people I work with. I thank you very much for your time this evening.
Tom, Matt, Bill, and Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons I'm running is, my wife always told me, you think something broke or if you're unhappy with something, then do something about it, do something like it. I wish we were a true grassroots community policing agency, but we're not. Very lot of smoke in here. The emphasis is on performance / like better words, quota system, where deputies are required a certain amount of activity by the end of the month. And I'm going to tell you now, it's a choice between working the burglary of your house or getting that 3 last tickets they need so they don't get the bus shoot. You're going to get those 3 last tickets. I think we need to get back. We need to shift our priorities, shift our focus, work with youth. You should know the deputies that are working in your area. You should know them by first name. Now, there were some businesses I stopped by and said, hey, I got 7 of them right now. I got the cell numbers. I mean, that's great. I talked to another individual. He was a victim of a crime, about $12,000. He said, I was treated like a suspect. They were threatening to arrest him and never recovered all his property. He had to recover it on his own. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a fresh approach, a new look at how we do business, streamline our agency. We need to be proactive. We need to be ahead of the problems, not waiting for them to happen and then reacting to them. Tom Petek, the Democrat, for sure.
Well, I'm part of this community. I've been here my whole life. All I want to do is make it a better community. I've been with the sheriff's office basically my whole adult life, and I want to make it the best place. And I see lots of rooms for improvement. There's a lot of things that are broken and need to be fixed. And the reason I'm running is I want to fix it. I want to make it the best department in the country. And I want us to have a community that respects and looks up to their officers, and officers that respect and think a lot of the community and citizens they serve. I want officers to be happy with the community they work for, and I want the citizens to be happy with the officers that they have protecting them. And I have my family here who I'm raising, and I think of them. I want the officers to be highly trained and want to protect my children as well as your children and protect everyone's property. And the only way to do that is have positive officers, and if you vote for me, you will have that. Thank you.
Tired of saying I agree with everything. I no longer work for the sheriff's office, but I was very proud of the time I spent in the sheriff's office. I'm very proud of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Very proud to have worked here and hope to be your sheriff. And Colonel Ramsey's correct. I look around the room. There's Chief Caputo, Captain Thompson, Captain Vanelli, Captain Lieutenant Horn, Lieutenant Sprinklehall, Captain Miller. Great. Most of these guys with 20 years plus experience. There's a huge disconnect with the amount of experience of command staff and the amount of experience the deputies who come to your house in the middle of the night to respond to a crime. There's a huge disconnect. There's a huge, the difference in levels of experience and their ability is gigantic. If Gene Thompson came to your house at 3 o'clock in the morning because you've just been burglarized, probably going to catch him that night. Captain Finelli, same thing. They're going to catch him that night. But you're getting guys with 1-2 years experience who don't know how to be police officers yet, They haven't figured it out yet. They haven't gotten into the groove of doing what they're supposed to do. And when we almost get them there, they leave and go somewhere else. And it's a reoccurring problem. It's not, I can't blame the sheriff, I can't blame the undersheriff, it's been going on for years. Everybody I talked to for the entire campaign, Bill, it's always been like that. You're never going to change. It's always been like that in the team. You always lose people. I think we can fix it. This is a great community. I didn't live in this community when I first started working for the city, but now my wife and our 3 children, 4 in August, we're in the community. The kids go to school here. We're here every day. We fell in love with this community, and we would never raise our kids anywhere else. We would never go back to Dade County. And I believe we can fight and compete and keep these officers here and make them better officers. And someday they'll be the next Gene Thompson, Chief Caputo, Captain Finelli, Lieutenant Horn. They'll be the next guys for 25 years. And you'll benefit from their experience. That's the vision I have for the Sheriff's Office. Please vote for me on August 14th.
Well, folks, I'd like to thank you for coming tonight. I hope that I answered all your questions fully. I hope I've earned some votes out here tonight. And I hope I provided a little entertainment to keep you all awake. I'd like to also make note that this hasn't been 4-on-1 the entire night. We actually all of us agreed on one thing tonight, and that was for Trauma Star. But other than that, that continental divide cannot be more different. There's, myself included, of whom I believe the best among them. There's 4 candidates for sheriff that's offering you something different than what you've been getting. The other candidate is telling you basically you only deserve more of the same. And I'm not going to say that the sheriff's office, the way it is, doesn't provide a decent level of service for you. But I think tonight we pointed out a lot of room for improvement and areas that we are looking, or I in particular are looking to fix what's broken, like Tom mentioned. One of us up here will be your future sheriff. I'm asking that I be your choice for sheriff, and please keep up with me, or if you have any more questions, you can email me at my website, jbrady for sheriff. You can find it there, or follow me on Facebook and find any information you want over there. You can meet with me afterwards. I'd be more than happy to speak with you at length. If I haven't been to your household yet, I hope soon will be. Thank you.